Killing one in order to save many is part of survival. It's one of the tough decisions that a weaker person couldn't make. It's why it falls to people like us to lead them to safety. You understand? The next generation has to be stronger than the last to lead us out of this. Kids like you, raised the right way my child will be raised. It ain't this hurt that keeps me up at night. We can handle that. It's not knowing if I got anyone to hand all this off to. But I ain't worried about that anymore.
Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. I have discussed this topic before 2 different times in episode 2 and 3. And I told you, once we got to episode 4, we were finally going to start to see it really executed, especially with the ending choice of episode 3 and what James hinted at in some dialogue in episode 3. It is finally time where your past decisions will finally formulate into what he will become, what AJ will transform into. As you guys voted for, this video is discussing the transformation I think AJ will take based on past choices and choices you will make in episode 4. We could have a completely different AJ. And this is very similar, I think, to how John Doe might be. Remember John Doe from Batman, the Telltale series? You could have either a villain or a vigilante. Could we have a different AJ based on the end choice of episode 3? And I'm going to talk about what they also show at the end credits of episode 3, saying about how he felt powerful or how he was discouraged that he wasn't able to kill Lily. So it's all depending on how this choice is executed, how Telltale finishes it out, and how maybe some choices in episode 4 can lead in this. But again, AJ is going to transform based on these choices. So let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comment. We're going to discuss a lot of stuff in this video, so make sure you guys smack a like, hit that sub if you're new, and let me know what you guys think of this down below in the comments. And we'll catch y'all in the next one. Less than 6 weeks now till episode 4, So firstly, let's discuss the end choice. This, I think, will be the biggest impact. We've gotten many hints so far in the final season of how choices will affect AJ and how he remembers stuff. And how basically he's relying on Clementine to give him advice on how to be as a person. And how his actions, he's thought about this ever since he killed Marlon, shooting him in the head. Was it justified? Was it murder? I call dibs on Abel. Kicking the door down in the first episode. There's a lot of examples of stuff that we've already had that AJ's talked about. My trauma. What do you do if I get bit? All of the stuff we've said, I think, will add up into this final episode. Especially this choice, though, reflects it. You're either going to have an AJ. We're going to show a couple images here up at the end. How they feel, how the relationship is at the end. You're either going to have an AJ that feels powerful as a result of killing Lily. He's going to feel this power. And especially, I don't know how you've taught him. Maybe some other minor choices might come to this. But you're either going to have an AJ that feels powerful after you told him to kill Lily. And James hinted at this. We're going to go through James's foreshadowing of AJ's transformation based on the end of this episode 3 choice in a bit. Or you're going to have an AJ that feels helpless when you told him not to kill Lily, and it's going to result in James' death. So you're either going to probably most likely have, based on this choice, James maybe dying, maybe AJ will kill James as a result of this power and anger. He might kill somebody else very close to you. Or, for example, he may feel absolutely, terrible because James will die as a result, and he may not be as aggressive, but he's going to have a lot of guilt because he didn't shoot Lily because of James' death. So this end choice is huge on AJ's psyche, his mental, how he's going to be going into episode 4, his mindset. And I think it might also impact how the episode ends, who lives, who dies. This could literally be the defining choice that determines how the final season ends if there are multiple endings. So let's go into the James foreshadowing really fast.
After he died, I kept hearing his words in my head. Those people are like us, just on a different path. I stopped killing after that. I changed. No one else did. When AJ told me he killed someone, it reminded me of them. Of myself. When he said it was the right thing to do. Taking life like that, from a young age, it breaks something inside you. It broke something in Charlie. I'm afraid if AJ kills again, he won't be able to go back. he won't be the same boy he was. I've seen it happen too many times.
I'm not going to let AJ become a killer. I don't want him to change. Not like that.
I hope you can keep that promise.
And how we start to see that is such a foreshadowing moment in the episode. And I noticed it. We've talked about this before. There has been a lot of foreshadowing into AJ's potential transformation into good or bad, evil, killer mentality based on, past decisions. We had this when he killed Marlon in episode 1, where he was talking about, how sometimes it felt good. He felt it was necessary to kill him. And we talked about this in episode 3, where he wanted to kill Lily because he was like talking crap about 10. He called 10 stupid, like he wanted to hurt 10. AJ's mindset was definitely affected by whatever happened at this McHale Ranch, and we're definitely going to get an answer at this McHale Ranch because I think something traumatic happened there to where AJ, his mindset's a little different than an average, I think he's like 6-year-old. It's a lot different. And James talked about how it breaks something inside you. At such a young age, if you kill somebody, it breaks something inside you. Now, he's done it once already with Marlon, and determinedly he can do it again. And I think that second murder, shooting Lily, even though might be the right thing to do, it might break him to the point where he can't come back. And James talked about how his friends, his boyfriend Charlie, they weren't able to come back as a result of killing. They didn't have the mindset. James was able to, beat this mental battle inside his head and say, I can't kill anymore. That's not the right thing to do. But AJ is at such a young age where he might not be able to, mentally think that out and say, I'm doing the wrong thing here. Despite, how much we all hate Lily and how much I even killed Lily in my main walkthrough, I may have made the wrong decision long term because, again, having Lily alive determinedly is not a good thing, but having a potential AJ that, will not listen to you and feels powerful and could disobey everything you do could change the entire story. And especially his fate, Clementine's fate, Lewis and Violet, they all could be determined by this, as it has been hinted that the ending, if there's potential multiple endings, it has been hinted that AJ will be one of the factors, and how you've raised him will be one of the factors on how the final season ends. So definitely, if you think this episode 3 choice is minuscule, I would think about it again. Again, I'm going into it, killing Lily. I hope somehow AJ doesn't, this power that he feels does not overshadow his head and, as James hinted at, could turn him into a killer, a consistent killer, and where he'll just be killing people left and right. We've seen other characters in The Walking Dead before lose their minds and go completely bad rail. Kenny was one of them. In the end, though, he found fortitude if he ended up saving, but he ended up killing Jane. So we could see AJ maybe doing the exact same thing, where he can't, Clementine really doesn't have that control of, teaching AJ what to do anymore. AJ has made up his own mind based on what you've told him. Because, again, it was Clementine's decision to tell AJ to shoot Lily or not. So AJ has complete faith in what Clementine says. And we've seen, again, the mental mindset begin to fall through. So AJ's transformation, it will be a definite thing you will see in episode 4. How big it will be, I think there will definitely be a choice early on in episode 4, depending on, shooting Lily or not, that will impact this. You're going to either have, an AJ that feels guilty about what happened with James and may feel a little down in the dumps, or you're going to have AJ that just feels, and you're going to have probably James fighting him about it, telling Clementine, why the fuck did you teach him to shoot? We talked about this. Why did you teach him to shoot Lily? Why did you tell him to shoot? It was under control. But again, circumstantially, James didn't know he was going to get stabbed if AJ didn't shoot. So that's why I said I think I made the right decision overall with that. But your choices will determine what he will become. It's in the thumbnail. It's been stated so many times. And again, with the Abel interrogation as well. You tortured a man in front of him. He will remember that. I think this will all come full circle. And we will see how that will be. So I want to thank y'all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you smack a like. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. I want you guys to leave down below in the comments, how different do you think AJ will be based on the end of episode 3 and our past choices? Could we have different endings based on his character? Could we have completely different episodes because of, remember, the John Doe situation? Could we have something similar to that? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you go vote in our next video, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace.